Good morning, my dear students, and welcome to the class of English Literature. I had given the summary of the poem called 9 Gold Medals, and yesterday we had gone through the first 2 stanzas of the poem. I hope you have understood. Today, let's move on to the next 2 stanzas of the poem. So remember, the 9 athletes are waiting or participating at the Special Olympics. They are going to participate in the 100-meter race. So the spectators are ready, they are cheering the contestants. Now what happens there? So all the 9 are ready for the race. The loudspeakers called out the names of the runners, means they announced the names of the participants who are supposed to join for the event. And what was the event? The 100 meters the race to be run. So they called out the names of the participants who are supposed to run in the 100-meter race. And 9 young athletes stood there determined. Determined means very decided or waiting to get the medals. And poised means waited or waiting for the sound of the gun. So their names were called out for the 100-meter race, and there were 9 athletes who were determined, who were decided, and whatever they were waiting for the sound of the gun. So what happens after that? The signal was given, the pistol exploded, and so did the runners on hearing the sound, but the youngest among them stumbled and staggered, and he fell on his knees to the ground. So meaning of those 2 words, stumbled means fell down, past tense, fell down, stumbled, fall down, stumbled, fell down. Staggered means dragged or pulling. Now what happens here? The signal was given and the pistol exploded. So the 9 athletes were waiting for the sound of the gun, and the signal was given and the pistol exploded. So there was a gunshot. And so did the runners on hearing the sound. So what happens? The 9 athletes were waiting for the sound of the gun, and they heard the sound of the gun and they began the race. Then what happened? But the youngest among them, there were 9 people, 9 athletes, and the youngest of them stumbled, fell down, and dragged means pulled himself, and he fell on his knees to the ground. So there were 9 of them. They heard the sound of the gun and they began their race. Suddenly what happened? The youngest of them fell down onto the ground. So what happens? So these are the next 2 stanzas. In these 2 stanzas we have seen the 9 athletes who were ready to begin the race. Their names were called out, and so they were determined to win the medals. And the gun exploded, there was sound of the gun, and they began the race. Then what happened? Well, the youngest of them fell onto the ground. Now we will see what happened once he fell down, the reaction of other athletes or the reaction of the person who fell down. I hope you are able to understand it. Thank you.